on a visit to a classic golf course, the Lakeside Course of the Olympic Country Club in San Francisco. Let's look at some of its best holes, and then let's see it under attack in golf's greatest drama, the United States Open Championship. The par 4 fifth, 461 yards, is a most difficult hole. It angles to the right among tall trees. The rough is formidable. And the green is small by modern standards, like most of the greens at Olympic. Something new in the Open. 250-yard markers from the tee on some of the longer holes, such as the 11th here, another strong par 4 of 430 yards. The majestic trees are Olympic's trademark. There are about 30,000 trees on the Lakeside Course. Perhaps the hardest hole at Olympic is the par 4 17th, 435 yards. But it plays even longer because the fairway rises uphill after the drive zone. Here's the 18th, only 337 yards, but an excellent hole. The green sits in a natural amphitheater. That fairway is less than 30 yards wide, and the tiny tilted green is guarded by little beaches of sand. Now, what does Gary Player think about the course before he starts defending the Open Championship in 1966?
But I think that this is a very fine golf course, and I'd like to once again compliment the USGA on building a golf course or preparing for a golf course, and I'm sure that you'll agree with me, that has a premium on driving, on second shots and bunker shots, and just on every shot in the game. I think they've done a great job.
At Olympic in 1955, an unknown Jack Fleck birdied the final hole to force a playoff with Ben Hogan, who hoped to become the first to win the Open 5 times. Fleck was a master during the playoff. He astounded the world of golf by defeating Hogan with a subpar 69 to Ben's 72. 11 years later, Fleck returns to Olympic. So does Hogan, playing in his first Open since 1961. Here are some other reactions in the 1966 Open. Gary Player, Kel Nagel, Ken Venturi, Dave Marr, Bob Murphy, the reigning national amateur champion, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Billy Casper, Julius Boros, Tony Lima, Bob Charles, Doug Sanders, Tommy Jacobs, Bruce Devlin, and Al Geiberger. Now to the championship. Al Mingert, a club professional from Tacoma, Washington, is the star of the first round. Mingert here putting on the 14th, turned in 34, birdied 10 and 12, and is now 3 under. Mingert saves his par. At the 18th, Mingert is still 3 under. He just gets by those trees. Mingert was a golf celebrity back in 1952 as runner-up in the National Amateur Championship. A wonderful 67 for Mingert. He's the first round leader. Gary Player. No one has successfully defended the Open title since Ben Hogan in 1951. It doesn't look like Player's year to repeat either. Here on the 17th, Gary is on his way to a 78. We asked Al Mingert how it feels to be a club professional leading the Open. Al, you had 6 threes in an 8-hole stretch today.
Gee, I didn't realize that. But I had a real nice stretch from from 4 on in, I really never missed a shot other than the second shot at 17, which for a club professional playing twice a week and teaching, it really came as a thrill for me.
The second round. A player almost totally unknown is out there doing wonderful things. He's Reeves Mcbee, a 27-year-old professional from Midland, Texas. Mcbee had a 76 yesterday, but he is 5 under par today on the 12th hole. Another birdie. Mcbee can't seem to believe it. 6 under par this round. Mcbee on 18. He's lost 1 stroke and is now 5 under. Quite a shot. If Mcbee can hole his putt, he'll finish with 64 and tie the Open record for 1 round, shared by Tommy Jacobs and Lee Mackey. He's done it. Reeves Mcbee is in the record book. On the big scoreboard, red numbers indicate birdies. Let's count Mcbee's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out in 32. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. Back in 32. Total? 64. What a round at Old Olympic. Back on the course, Arnold Palmer plays to the 6th green. Arnold seems to be cruising along with his old-time assurance. He's 2 under par today. As Arnold hits to the 12th green, he's 3 under. Now, 4 under, approaching the 18th. He's doing everything right. Palmer has played one of his best rounds. He reached 17 greens in par figures and drove into the rough only once. This for a 65. Oh! A brilliant 66 for Arnold Palmer and a 36-hole score of 137. He leads everybody. Billy Casper, who had a 69 yesterday, is challenging Palmer. A long putt for a birdie on 13. Casper picked up 2 more birdies before running into difficulty in the rough here on the 18th. That's his 3rd shot. But he could take the lead from Palmer if this putt goes down. No. A bogey, but another subpar round for Casper. He and Palmer are tied for the lead. Before the 3rd round begins, let's examine a subject that's always a major topic at any Open, the rough. It caught Casper twice on the 18th, the first day. Let's see how the USGA stresses accuracy. The greens are cut at 3/16 inch. Then, a collar about 3 feet wide. Next, rough cut at 2 inches, extending 4 to 6 feet. Beyond that, the rough grows to 4 inches. Open fairways usually run from 30 to 45 yards wide, depending on the hole. The rough is graduated, just as around the greens. A ball can really nestle down in that longer rough. It's very difficult to control a full shot from it. Here's Jack Nicklaus, strong enough to tear the ball out. But watch it roll. The rough kept him from getting backspin on the ball. Round 3 on the first tee, a 19-year-old amateur, John Miller, a member of Olympic, is only 2 over par after 36 holes. He's playing with Nicklaus. Big Jack is 1 under par after the 8th. Jack is short coming into the 9th. And see how that belt of rough in front of the green has stymied him? A bogey for Nicklaus. He's 6 strokes behind the leader at this point. With Lake Merced in the background, Miller on the par 3 15th. He's 4 over for today's round. It looks like he's in trouble here. That shot never got to the green. Well, there's one way to get a par. On the 16th, an enormous par 5 of 604 yards, Nicklaus plays his 3rd. He isn't out of it yet. Jack is capable of stringing together lots of birdies in a hurry. There's one. Jack is 1 under in this 3rd round. Still 1 under on the 18th tee. Jack plays a typical high Nicklaus shot. In beautiful position. Jack is thinking of another birdie here. But that may not be close enough. Nicklaus didn't reach the hole, but still in all, a par for 69 and a 54-hole score of 211. Yes, he's still in it. John Miller saves his par again. That was only his 12th putt on the back 9. A 74 and a total of 216. Quite a show by a teenager. Miller actually signed up to caddy in this tournament in case he failed to qualify. How about the other contenders? Here's Phil Rogers on the 8th. He was only 3 behind the leaders at the start of the day, but he's 2 over today. Watch how Phil slides his right hand down the shaft of his putter. And the marvelous Mr. McBee? Well, he's also 2 over today, but evidently he hasn't exhausted his quota of long putts. Later on the 18th, McBee is bunkered. On 18, Rogers can putt twice and finish with 72. Oh, that stings. A 73 and 213 for Rogers. McBee needs this for a creditable 73. Well, you can't shoot 64 every day. But the great contest of the third round is between the two men who began the day tied for the lead. Billy Casper, the Open champion in 1959, and Arnold Palmer, who succeeded Casper in 1960. Palmer is red hot again. After 7 holes, he leads Casper by 4 shots. On the 8th, though, Arnold pulls one into the sand. Casper barely escapes the tall trees on the right. Palmer from the bunker. Too strong. Casper will get his par. But Palmer won't. His lead is now 3 strokes. Casper plays to the 9th green. Palmer seems to be swinging so easily. You can see that Billy doesn't often come that close to 3-putting. Palmer now. Here's something unusual. Arnold thinks his ball might move. To avoid possible penalty for it moving after address, he doesn't sole his club, and so does not technically address it. A thinking man's shot by Casper on the 10th. He knows he can't prevent the ball from rolling a lot after it comes out of the rough. So, he plays short of the green and bounces it on. Palmer, from the fairway, can get a lot more spin on the ball. And he does. Casper's long putt. That went in for a birdie. Palmer's lead is slimmed down to 2 strokes. Casper's third to the 16th. Now he trails by only 1. Palmer out of the short rough. He throws it up high. And on. A bit wide. Palmer with a 25-footer for a birdie. A hard 17th, Casper's second. He's pushed it. Short and in the rough. Palmer from the rough. Ooh, the heavy grass turned the club in his hands, and the ball slithers across the fairway into the rough on the other side. Arnold could lose some of his lead right here. Well done. About 10 feet away. Casper pitches from the rough and has trouble stopping it. bogey for Casper, and now Palmer. That's some par. And he can't wait to get to the next tee. Palmer drives on the 18th. To the right, he may be troubled by the trees. Casper, and for the third straight day, pulls his drive on this hole into the rough. The crowd at 18 is enormous now. Palmer will have to get the ball up in a hurry. Couldn't have played it any better from there. Casper from the rough. Just did clear the bunker. You can always tell how Arnold Palmer is feeling. Good vantage points are scarce. Palmer is away. The USGA's continuous putting rule, designed to speed up stroke play, is in effect, so Palmer has to putt again. A 70. Another strong round for Palmer. His total is 207. That's close enough for a par for Casper, and a 54-hole total of 210. Bill Fleming talked to Arnold Palmer after the third round.
Well, Arnie, you were 4 strokes off the end of the first day. You were even going out today, and now you are 3 strokes up. You must feel awfully good.
Well, I'd like to just stay right there, just 3 strokes ahead.
I know one thing you don't want, and that's a playoff, because you won it in 60 clean and then lost playoffs in 62 and 63.
Well, that's right. I have lost 2 playoffs in the Open, and of course I had a reasonably good Open or a reasonably good playoff record until I started getting into them in the Open Championship, and I've lost 2. I'd just soon not be in one.
Before the final round, let's examine a living legend, Ben Hogan, 53 years old. He's out of contention, but Ben still has that wonderfully controlled Hogan swing. Ben can still hit the greens. But on the greens, he's uncertain. Round 4. Nicklaus starts 4 strokes behind Palmer. Playing the 9th, Nicklaus is 1 over, and that's not good enough. Jack is about to illustrate the continuous putting rule. A bit too continuous for Jack's taste. Jack won't win this Open. Meanwhile, Arnold Palmer is riding high again. Playing the 9th, he's 6 strokes ahead of Casper. Casper needs birdies now. A par. The holes are starting to run out on him. A 30-footer for Palmer. What a performance. His lead has ballooned to 7 strokes with only 9 holes to play. Up ahead on the 18th, Ben Hogan is finishing. Hogan's open record score of 276 is in jeopardy, for Palmer needs only to play the last 9 in 1 over par to better it. Hogan concludes with a splendid 70 for a total of 291. The gallery responds. And Hogan seems moved. John Miller, 34 years younger than Hogan, chips to the last green. Miller didn't like that putt, but he will like finishing tied for 8th with 290, the low amateur this year. Back to the leaders at the 15th. Palmer has had a couple of bogeys. Now he is 5 strokes ahead with only 4 holes to play. That's Casper's ball. Palmer bunkered. Casper from 30 feet. A birdie! Suddenly, Palmer's lead shrinks to 3 strokes. The long 16th is costing Arnold Palmer dearly. He's been in the rough twice, and his 4th shot is played with a wood. It's in the bunker. Casper is in good position to come into the green. His 3rd clears the bunker. 13 feet away. Palmer, who had a 7-stroke lead after the 9th, is now in trouble. Remember, this is Palmer's 5th stroke. A beauty. Casper. Did it again. Incredible. Palmer must hole his putt to stay 1 small stroke ahead. 2 holes to play. Can he hang on? Palmer has missed the fairway again on the 17th. The rough takes its toll. Arnold is now short and in the rough on the right. Casper also from the rough. Stopping just short of the bunker. Palmer has quite a 3rd shot left. Casper plays a delicate pitch for his 3rd. And he's put it inside Palmer's ball. Arnold needs this 10-footer so badly. No.